Okay, no. It's the thing is that I thought that's like okay. Hey, I'm back. Hello, I'm back. There was something in my network, so I'm back. I was talking about like how the development team was reacting to VR, and it's like it's mixed. Like some people very like VR very much. Like I like VR, and like some programmers had issues with that. Okay, but right now I will tell you I will show you like the part of this of our game where you're actually going upside down, and this is like very important because you can see the horizon in a different way that you do normally. It's upside down, and you can feel the gravity pulling you down. So it's something that your brain thinks that it's wrong. So when you have this static camera, it's much better because you can stand it for a while. But we had issues, especially in those cases where the horizon is like a little bit twisted. I will show you this in a while, in a second. That people had problems. Okay, so here it is. So right now we have the horizon a little bit twisted, and this is something that like for me it's not a problem right now, but we had some issues with those kind of views at first. Probably if you play more games you will get used to that, which is in opposition to what I said with the motion, like being more and more sensitive. But it's something that probably will have to be tested with more players on a longer time period, because think about like the sailors, they are not getting like the seasickness all the time. They have it at first, but then they can get used to that. And also like the seasickness, like it depends on so many factors. For example, if you're inside or outside, like on the deck, or the frequency of waves and amplitude of waves, and also it's mostly because of those factors. Okay, so this was the part with the twist. We've also changed in this update. We've made a little bit change to the level design. So we did a couple of things. Like we removed those places which were very hard to casual players. We've added a little bit things to speedrunners, like cutscenes, skips. In the next version, we'll add auto skip, because it's like right now it's like the manual skip. You will check it out. Okay, so maybe there are some questions. So we were like the question is like what kind of like immersion will people get from playing this game? And we had like some discussion about it with like other developers, and I can truly say that in Bound there is not kind of immersion that you feel that you're this character. It's like absolutely you're not the princess. The second thing is that you are not a passive observer, like watching the movie. You are some kind of like an in between, because you can tell the story like from being setting up the cameras. You can like set the shots. But to be honest, it's like the biggest advantage of VR in Bound is that you actually play on an enormous screen with like super sound. It's the biggest screen that you can get, but it's absolutely not that you're that character. You're standing like around, but it's actually mostly playing the game on a super big screen with great audio. The next thing is that I will get rid of those. the next thing is that I think personally that it's not a bad thing. It's like everyone wants VR to be like super immersive, that you are in the game, you're like in the first person mode and you're there. But actually if we could like move like those games that we're used to, like for example like strategy games, which would be perfect for porting to VR, or like platformers, or actually all the third person camera games, then it's like it's something really nice, because you actually can feel like you're being more in the world. But the thing is that you are not feeling like the character. It's like, it's my personal thinking about that. So like the making demos is like something that I would like to go back, but the problem is actually that right now making demos is like so hard, like to start something with, and making the whole demo would take like a couple of months for us, so it will like stop the like the studio actually. But what we would like to do is to keep this feeling that we can marry demo scene aesthetics, demo scene vibes, and the games. And this is something like in Bound that worked absolutely. Like the aesthetics of the game is something like that, like mostly everyone loved, and like the sound and the aesthetics were really like people are loving it. The other thing is like the gaming part, which is something that we always had problems with, because the roots in the demo scene are strong in us, and can feel the power of the demo scene. But yeah, it's something that we can like think about, like trying to marry it more. Like the aesthetics are there, and I like believe in like exploring those kind of aesthetics. Like for me, this is something that I would like to explore more, like making an exploration game in this kind of aesthetics. But we'll see. It's like there's a lot of options that we have. There's VR. We don't know how VR will work out. Like after this Thursday, people will share their like opinion on the whole experience. And yeah, there's a lot of options. It's hard to me to say what we'll do next right now. I think that the next generation of PSVR is something that I truly believe is like what will appear is the next generation PSVR on next generation of hardware, and this is something that will have a trace like the tracking resolved in a way that there will be some kind of camera on the headset, or like multiple cameras on the headset, that will be able to scan environment around you, and based on that will be able to track you in the like sub-millimeter precision. And this would be like the ultimate solution for tracking, because there would be no like outside cameras that you need to put. There won't be like in Vive you have this like heavy setup to do, which has like a great tracking, but it's still, the setup is like impossible for most people with like small rooms and so on. So I would love to have like the helmet that's like positions you in space without any outside cameras. The other thing is like the resolution is something that will come. It's like it's obvious, but I would like to have like a better lenses that will like give you a bigger field of view, like 140 degrees, and then without any blur at the edges. But also the next big thing is like the tracing of the glaze, like the the eyes, and like and then you would, for example, have like a depth of field, which will be based on the things that you stare on, like the real one, or you could stare with like controlling. You could control the game with your eyes. It's really something that it's obvious that will be in the next generation of PSVR. So there's a lot of paths that can open, but there are a couple of things that need to be solved. Like there should be a solution for moving in VR that everyone will accept, because I know that in terms of our camera, this is something that I'm really like super like I will be an evangelist of that solution, and it's like something that I'm proud of, and it's like nausea free and so on. But I know that there will be people that will have problems with that, and they will ask the same question all over again. Why haven't you do the normal camera? And the normal camera is the camera that follows the character. So if there won't be like a solution for that, or like an education for that, because we had to learn video games for a long time. Like we had to learn Doom and Quake, and it works like that. It works like this. If you will put, for example, your parents that haven't played any FPP game and give them the controller, they will have problems in going, in traversing the 3D space. And so this is something that we also will need to learn, like moving in VR. Oh, actually I wanted to show you this twister, because it's right now I can show you that you can go through it like super fast without any problems, and normally it will like kill your brain probably. So there's also the twisted horizon, and it works pretty nice. There are some problems with the character here that you'll probably notice, because it's impossible to go straight on that twister without changing the camera. So in 2D the camera changes automatically, but in VR when it stays, then the control base of the character twists over here. It's called like the gimbal lock, and you can't say right now if she will go front or back, and it like switches constantly. So this is something that we couldn't find a good solution for, but it's just like the resolution is for that is just like moving the stick forward and you're here. Okay, so the question was, is we can play with the persistent filters in VR after finishing the game, and the answer is yes. So like those easy filters, the color filters, are something that are in terms of frame rate, their cost almost zero. So we can put it on. I haven't played the whole game with, like, for example, black and white filter. I don't know how it will work with your brain, if you will get some problems with that, because I've played a grayscale game like black and white, which got me really sick. And but still you can do it. It's something that it's fresh if you are like speedrunning or playing the game for couple of times. We have players that probably beat the game like maybe not 100 but like 50 times already, and for them the persistent color is designed so it will work in VR. Okay, so for people that who join the Steam are asking about the camera, and if the camera will disorient you at some places. So we've added this camera to remove the motion sickness at all. It's because of removing the acceleration. The acceleration is very important thing in motion sickness. It's the only thing that causes motion sickness, and removing the acceleration completely, like, fixes most of the problems. So and that's why the camera is static, and we can rotate it around the character. You can move it in the far and near. The cool thing is when you're like near the character, it's really nice like to look her around. She will look at you, and so this is something that we wanted to have, like the camera without those, like we didn't want the camera like from Resident Evil that's like moves from point A to B to C, because you couldn't see the character from this angle at any point, and we thought that's like she looks super nice in VR, and that's why we decided to make this static camera that you have control over. But also sometimes in order to jump at some places you want to have this distant camera, so it's easier to see the path. Okay, so the question is like why not the camera that you can move around the 3D space freely? It's because it causes motion sickness. It's not like yeah, I know that there will be people that are like resistant to motion sickness, that are hard, and they will say that I can stand it. Yeah, you can, and I sometimes wonder, it's like we could maybe leave this kind of camera, but it's really hard. But we've made playtests, and there were people that really enjoyed the game, and they loved it, and they said it's like that this is the next big thing. Like it looks so great. But when they started to move, they removed the helmet and says like, okay, this is enough for me. And because of them, I decided to make this kind of camera. It's because for them to enjoy it. I've just seen too many people that got kicked back by VR because of badly designed cameras and motion sickness. And I know people that they say that they won't put the helmet for the next 10 years. And in terms of bound, I know that there will be people that will say it's like, I don't get this camera, it could be better if we're following camera, but hopefully they will not get sick, so they will try another experience. But yeah, this is like my decision for this camera. Let's see how it will be received by the players. Okay, so how much time do I have left? I think that I will just try to speed up here and go to the last ribbon, because like the ribbon is something that I also like to show, because it's like quite cool in VR. Okay, it's just a little bit here. Okay, so maybe a little bit of contest from my side. If you could tell me what's this building is like, it's inspired on what on Twitter, on our Twitter, then I can get you like some kind of prize. Maybe not like a big one, but just like point. It's like what was the inspiration behind this building? Okay. It's like Plastic Demo. It's the Plastic Twitter. @Plastic Demo. Okay, so this is the part when we are collecting those shards which resemble the good memories, which are then overwhelmed by the traumas of our main character. And here we have, like, for those who joined the stream recently, we have the parts when we are controlling the character in first-person mode, and we have the same like blinking camera, but as you can see, you can move around very, very quickly, and it's like much faster than in games where you have like constant velocity or other tricks like that. The acceleration is completely removed. Okay, so I will not spoil the scene too much, and we'll go to the last part when we are riding on a ribbon. So this was like the part of the game that we handled at the end because we couldn't find a good solution. But in the end, I think that the solution that we picked is really nice in terms of like watching it and like feeling chill out. Okay. So this is the last cutscene, and here it is, the ribbon. And on the ribbon we fly through the level. We can see that the paper planes have changed, and they are right now they are white, so they will not hurt us anymore. They will reveal the paths, and this is like how it looks in VR. You can move the camera around the character. You can decide if she will go in towards you, or you can decide if you want to like fly in front of you and from left and right. So personally I like this moment when she slides like this, so you can hunt her with your eyes, and the sound is really great here because you can hear it like swoosh, and it was not present in 2D, so this is like a really nice addition that just like came back by itself. Okay, so this is the moment where we will be finishing the stream. Are there any last questions? Okay, so I would like to thank John for for passing me all those questions because otherwise it wouldn't be possible. So for all the streamers and Twitchers, you will have like some headache how to handle your community in VR, and hopefully. Okay, so Bound is already available on PSN. It's like $20. In US, in Europe, it's like 20 euros, and it will be available on VR on PSVR launch. So in 1 day at some territories, or in 2 days in the others. Okay. So that's it. Thanks, and see you on the next chat, because we'll have some more to tell. Okay. Thank you. Well. Sorry, I don't know how to stop the stream, because like the system software has, okay, I see it, has changed today. I completely don't recognize it. Okay, so bye bye.